Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we're going to be making a Christmas card using this cute stamp and die set from Art Impressions. The mini front and backs they're called, and this particular one is Elf and Reindeer, and we're going to be doing little Rudolph here, and isn't it cute? So you get a front and a back, and then if you want you get the matching dies. I would definitely recommend the dies to go with it, because the way that these are going to work, you're going to need to cut them out, so it's definitely going to be easier to have the die set to do that with. Now what I've got here as well is some cards or some paper from Anna Griffin, and this is from her Callisto Christmas set, which is a really nice pack of Christmassy card paper on sort of a craft base, which is really nice. And then I've got a craft card base in A6, and also a couple of dies, a round one and a scalloped circle as well. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to put my patterned paper on the front and also the inside front. I'm going to do that first because I'm going to die cut out a circle from the front. It's going to be easier to do all the layers in one go. Okay, so that's just on the inside front there and the front, and I've got a piece of the red and I want to do the same for that as well. Okay, so you see that looks really nice now, doesn't it? Okay, so let's now get our die cutter. So I'm going to be using my scissors, and first I'm going to cut my circle, what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to cut a hole in an aperture. Let's get the right words. I'm going to cut an aperture in the front here, but I want to put like a scalloped sort of circle border thing around it, just to make it look a bit nicer, less kind of like, whoa, there's a hole in the middle of the card. I wanted to make it look a bit more finished. So I've got this nice green, because again I thought that would contrast nicely with Rudolph's nose, and we need two of these, so I'm just going to pop one piece of paper on top of each other. It should go through fine, it's not heavy or anything. So what we need to do is put our piece of paper down. I've got my magnetic platform here, so I've got my magnetic platform, one acrylic plate, my two pieces of paper, and then I'm going to put down, because it's obviously going to go around the aperture, so I'm going to put down my circle die first and then my scallop circle. And by having the magnetic platform there, it means I can really position them and know they're going to stay where I put them, which is perfect. And these are spellbinder dies, I believe, but they were on a magnetic sheet of mine, so I can't swear that they're spellbinders. And that's gone through perfectly good through the two sheets. Now I'm going to keep these two bits of scrap because I actually want to stamp on the back of these our little Rudolph, because I just thought it'd be nicer than doing it on the white. Now if I don't like it when I do it, and I may even just use these inner circles, we'll see, but if I don't like it when I stamp it, then we can always redo it on some white cardstock. Just had it in my head that the white might be a bit stark. So there's our little bits that are going to go round our aperture, so one for the front and inside and one from the front. So now we want to put our card through. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my card in this way so that I can have it the right way around for me. Now we want to check the position of my circle, my aperture, because obviously if I put it down here and then we put Rudolph in, his little feet would be hanging over the edge. So we need to just make sure that the position of Rudolph of our aperture means that Rudolph is not too low, and that's going to be fine about there. So we'll just put that, I think I want it about in the middle, and then we'll just have a look with that there. I think that looks good. It's about even, I think that's good. Okay, so now we'll just put, I'll just pull my magnetic platform out a little bit and put the top plate on, and then we're going to just wind that through and then just back again, only just because it's easier just to bring it back towards me rather than trying to struggle to pull the die out and the platform out from the other side, because this always goes through beautifully. So look, we end up with a nice double-sided circle and a perfect aperture. And then that'd be nice if you put acetate on that. Wow. And of course it's going to show through. I'm being silly. I was more clever than I thought. I forgot, of course, that this was going to show through. So this is going to look even nicer than I was thinking. I don't know why I wasn't even thinking about that. So that's worked out better than I thought. Okay, so here's the snowfall acetate, and this is from Hunky Dory, and it's like gold dust to get hold of normally. So I'm going to use this slightly larger circle die. Okay, so put that there. I don't know why I didn't realise that. I'm so dumb sometimes. I don't know why I didn't think about the fact that it's an aperture. That means, you know, there's a hole. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, that's cut out by the sounds of it. Okay, so now let's just pop these pieces together. So I'm going to put my snowfall acetate down there, and I'm just going to take the Cosmic Shimmer and just very little bit of it just around the edge of the circle, and then we'll just pop that in position. So now I'm going to take my little ring here, and again just using Cosmic Shimmer, and that will then, if I've done it correctly, which I have, yay, cover my acetate edges. And that looks nice, doesn't it, on the inside? And you can see that there. That looks really nice. So now we're just putting Cosmic Shimmer onto that piece of the scallop circle, and we're going to put that onto the front here. So great, and I think you can see that it just makes a nice finish. And if you don't want scalloped, you could do another plain circle. Or okay, so I'm just going to pop this to one side and let that dry for a minute, and then while that is drying, we're going to take this bit of scrap green that we were using, and I'm going to use the reverse side, and I'm going to stamp my little Rudolph on it. Just peel the back off, and then I'm just going to plonk them like that, and then I'm going to grab them on my little Fiskus stamper here. So I'm just going to use my Memento. So just inking those up, making sure that's inked up nicely, and then just turning it over and stamp. Just make sure we press firmly on all sections so that we get a solid drawing. And that come out beautifully, actually. That's the first stamping of it, and literally, as you saw, I just peeled the back off and I didn't even prep the stamps, and that's come out really, really nicely. Okay, so now we're going to colour in little Rudolph. So I'm going to be using Copics, so I will show you what we're going to be, which colours we're using as we go along.
We fit like two birds in a house on the corner of 6th and 8th. I've gotta say, who would have thought that we'd be intertwined and quite the same. We are the only game I wanna play today and tomorrow. This flower's blooming all the same. The grass gets greener every day in our place. I'll visit every Wednesday, our imaginary hey boy. Well, I'll see you soon. Miles scatter all but me and you. Time whispers into my ear and overwhelms petty fears. He speaks so sweet, he says, you'll get days that equal years. Travel back to Navy Pier, won't we, dear? Everywhere that you dare, I'll close my eyes and taste the air. This flower's blooming all the same. The grass gets greener every day in our place. I'll visit every Wednesday, our imaginary hey boy. Well, I'll see you soon. Miles scatter all but me and you. I'm laughing 'cause I'm happy. So how are you? Oh no, this beats all the sappy after dark 80s love tunes. Yeah. Can I finish with thank you? Thank you. This flower's blooming all the same. The grass gets greener every day in our place. I'll visit every Wednesday, our imaginary hey boy. Well, I'll see you soon. Miles scatter all of me and you. We fit like two birds in a house on the corner, 6 and 8. I've gotta say. Okay, baby, what you want? Just tell me. There's only so much I can do, but let's just act like that ain't true. Oh, let's pretend. Yeah, that I've got the goods to save you from what they call the end. Oh, let's pretend I don't feel like giving in. If nothing else, I'll imagine bed. Until then, let's pretend. You've got so much life in you that you've got to touch. So breathe in from your head to your toes. Feel it like you know. Let's pretend. That I've got the goods to save you from what they call the end. Let's pretend that I feel like giving in. If nothing else, I'll imagine bed. Until then, just a simple word is more than before. It's all we've got now, so spread them far and deep. So it's all you see, it's all we've got now. I feel like pretending everything is let's pretend. pretend. Let's pretend. He says he loves me as long as the day is white from morning to night. Standing in there, hands in my hair, lost for words. Where do you wanna be? I'm talking about you and me. What do you want? What do you see? And where is forever residing? The girl's gotta make her peace with a man to understand things. Clear out the way, the drive of the day, darling. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Well, it's about as new as last year's rain pouring down from the sky so high. And you get used to knowing everything about each other, so you don't ask why. Oh, but you better not forget or reclaim the world as ours and laughter too. The days to come. Where do you wanna be? I'm talking about you and me. What do you want? What do you see? And where is forever residing? The girl's gotta make her peace with a man to understand things. Clear out the way, the drive of the day, darling. Where do you want to be? The dreams I have, oh, I plan everything. From the cups in the kitchen to every little niche, to us running to each other like an old-time movie.
Okay, so that's our little Rudolph back and front coloured in, and I just accented his nose with the little white line, and also because I used the gold marker on the bells, that meant that the little markings on the bells disappeared, so I just put those back with a fine liner. So now we need to get my scissors and cut these out. Okay, so taking my scissors, I've got my magnetic plate on again, and then my first acrylic plate. Then I've got my two little dies, so I'm going to put, and this is the advantage of having the magnetic plate, is that we can position these just where we need them to go. So just popping that on the first little Rudolph and then the second Rudolph. And when you stamp your stamps, don't do them too close to each other, because the two metals become a bit magnetic and they attract to each other and they can move about if you're not careful. It can be really annoying, so make sure they're not like right next to each other when you stamp. Okay, so now we're going to pop my acrylic plate across the top and then pop that in and pop that through. Like so, and then just take that out, and the first one just came out with the, as I lifted the plate up. So that's Rudolph number one. Doesn't that look lovely? I really like that, because I'm pleased that I did it on the tan rather than on the white, because it would go better with my whole card, I think. And it cut out beautifully, as you saw, no problems at all. And there's my second one. absolutely cute as a button. Okay, so we'll put those two down and I'll just put this out the way and we'll bring the card back up, ready to put those last bits on. Okay, just as I was about to put Rudolph on, it suddenly occurred to me that if I have my card opening landscape as I'd originally planned, as you have Rudolph opening, he's going to be upside down on that side. So he really needs to be opening that way so that when we turn in, he's still the right way up and he looks correct. So, you know, you get both sides correctly directional. So we're just going to switch the card around and change exactly, you know, the direction so that it works better that way, I think. So what I need to do next is just stamp my sentiment onto a little piece of this green, and I'm going to then cut it to a smaller piece just to put a little, maybe like a scallop circle or something in the corner there, just to add that sentiment there, to make that a little bit more in keeping and just to stop that being quite so blank. Okay, so I just cut that out with the smallest scallop, so we're going to pop that one down in the corner. Okay, so let's get our pop dots and some glue to stick these down. I'm just going to sit that in the corner. So, and then we're going to get Rudolph and we're going to stick him down like so. Now the top part of Rudolph, we need just to put a very thin bit of 3D tape, just because it's just slightly ridged where it's gone down into the acetate area, so we want to be sure that he doesn't dip down at the top part of him. So let's just work out how much height we need, because actually we need to put the back one on. Now the back is flat because the acetate's on this side, so we can stick that down just like it is. So I'm just going to use my tape Cosmic Shimmer for that and just put that on the back, because it's flat that side, that doesn't need anything else. There we go. So then just put him in the centre. So I've slightly slid him underneath. If you can just see, I've slightly slid the edge of that underneath what the little frame there, and that just makes it sit and look a bit better, I think. Okay, then on this side, so I need another bit of foam tape just in the middle of his body there. So just snip that in half. And then we'll just check that I'm happy that that's going to sit. Yep, that's going to sit fine now. So just the bottom part, I'm going to put some Cosmic Shimmer, and in fact I'm going to put some Cosmic Shimmer over the foam tape as well, because that will help it stick. But not only that, it will give me some time just to make sure it's in the right place, because foam tape obviously would stick straight away. So he looks okay from this side, and he just needs to go up a little bit from here. There, looks good, looks good. So now we just want to leave him, whoops, alone. There we go. So that's Rudolph on this side, and then over to the other side, and then we've just got Merry Christmas. So we've got To a Dear Friend, and then Okay, so lastly I'm just going to add a couple of gems, and I've got these lovely red gems here. I think, to be honest, I think that's all I want to do on that, because I really, as I say, I don't want to distract from little Rudolph. I think it's just a nice, delicate, gentle card, and I think that that's all we need to do on that. So now I'll just put that to one side. That's, I think, I'm very happy that that's finished now. And that's my envelope. So I've got here my envelope, and I've got a piece of my paper that is the red that was on the inside, and I'm just going to make myself an envelope liner. So all you want to do is line up your envelope with the side of your paper, and you want it to go about 2/3 of the way down, so about to there, and then put it to the lining up there. And then all you're going to do is get your pencil, draw around the edge of your envelope. It doesn't need to be perfect, it's just a guide. Okay, and then we're going to just come in slightly from the envelope, because we don't want it as tight as that, and then just cutting again just on that line. I'm making it into a point, but it doesn't really matter, just following your pencil line. And then you're going to just see by going just that slightly, see that's where you drew to there, but because we've got that space at the bottom, we can slide it down and then it fits in there perfectly. And then all we need to do then is grab our corner chomper, which is why I said you don't need to worry about your thing being pointy, and then just make sure it's open and chomp the top off like so, and then that fits on there perfectly. And I'm just going to take a smidgen off the side here just so it slides in a little bit easier. And then all you do is you slide that in, you line it up and you fold it, so you crease your paper. You then open up your flap only, take your tape pen and run along, just following the V of where the gum is that you're going to stick your envelope with, down with, but just go inside of that. Don't go along the bottom here, because you just want to hold it at the top. Then making sure that's lined up, and just then putting your liner just up to that point. Again, just recreasing that so it's nice and sharp, and then when you open your envelope you've got a lovely matching liner, and I think that just makes such a difference to a card. I think it really then looks something a bit special, doesn't it? So then we've got our card there, and then we open up and we've got our little Merry Christmas down the bottom and your Rudolph on the inside there. Too cute. Okay, so that's our card for today. I hope you've enjoyed making it with me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a gorgeous little set when I saw it, and I'm even more impressed now I've completed it, and I definitely need to go and check if I've got some more. Anyway, I hope you like it. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'd love to hear your comments, and I will see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!